Hi everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the founder of Portage, which is a strategy development platform that enables you to build more resilient strategies. Today, let's have a look at how we can use Portage to analyze an industry report and create some actionable next steps. So I've created some nodes to just get us started. We've got our strategic profile here, which is for a fictional aged care provider called Galaxy Care. And you can see in the profile, I've included its strategic goals, its challenges, internal and external factors, the current and future initiatives, and then also cultural factors, which may affect how this organization is able to change. The other thing I've done is dropped in a file node where I've pre-selected the data breach preparation and response guide. Now, this file has been provided by an Australian government agency to instruct organizations on how they need to respond to what's called a notifiable data breach. So a few years ago, there was some regulations put in place that required organizations of a certain size to notify the government and also other stakeholders if a data breach occurred. There was also some guidance included in the file around how to prevent data breaches, and then also how to go through the process of that notifiable data breach reporting, and then also how to contain and recover from the data breach itself. Now, these types of files or these types of guides and things are released all the time, and organizations have to understand what does it mean and what can they do about it. Now, we could use, or we have used in this example, AI to summarize that file. So we can see here that it's made it pretty easy to understand what's going on. But this summary isn't contextual. It's not actually relevant for Galaxy Care, and there's no real clear indication around what the next step should be. So we can use Portage to do this. So let's just zoom out here, and I'm going to drop in a impact assessment node. And I'm going to connect our strategic profile, and I'm going to connect the file to it. And we can see here, if I look at the inputs, yes, we're pulling in the profile and we are pulling in the file. And I do want to generate courses of action. And so let's hit generate impact. Now what that's going to do is go through the file content itself, and then it's going to look at the strategic profile, and the AI is then going to evaluate and create some impact analysis. Now, it's come up with a bunch here saying not applicable. I think let's just generate that one again. There must have been just a little mistake. So we can generate here. We've got 4 impacts. They all look relatively good. And then we've also got some courses of action that have been generated. So developing a data breach response plan, doing regular training and drills, enhancing our security, and having a transparent communication strategy, all good recommendations to do. So we can create some courses of action from that. Now, what's a course of action? A course of action is a potential strategic response or a potential course of action that someone could take or an organization could take to achieve a goal. So we can then create our course of action where the AI will generate what are the objectives, the steps, the risks, the resources, and the assumptions required to achieve what that course of action is setting out to do. We can then create that across all 4. And once that's done, we probably need a way to communicate what we think should be done. So let's just generate some content. We can then connect in our different courses of action to this content generation node because we want all 4 to be included. And let's select our output style. So we could select, for example, a briefing or a memo. Let's just go with memo. I'm pretty happy with it being brief and with being bullets. So let's click generate content. And we can then create an email brief, or perhaps we could copy this into an executive note or something like that, where we could look at how this data breach response plan implementation should look, what our recommended actions are, and what do we get from it, and then what our next steps are. And I can quickly copy that to the clipboard, and I can paste that into an email and send that along to my stakeholders. And so we can just zoom out and have a quick look. And what we've been able to achieve very quickly is we've looked at a file, in this case, the data breach response guide. We've been able to generate strategic impacts of that. We've then been able to generate courses of action, or how are we going to respond to the issues that have arisen from what is in that file. And we then have been able to quickly generate an email that we can communicate to our stakeholders about what we've been able to discover. So I hope you've been able to see how easy it is to analyze a file and to move quickly into your next steps. This is just a small portion of what you're able to do with Portage, so please check out some of the other videos, and we'll see you next time.